Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Forex Black Box. I'm gonna analyze pound pairs today and gold USD and euro USD as well. So I'm gonna start with gold first, so I don't want to forget it. Um, as you can see now, I'm viewing on a weekly. Sorry, I'm viewing the weekly time frame. It's very long. It's very big time frame, but since the 1976, it used to be under $100. As you can see, the weekly, it's moving. It's moving. It's for me, it's moving like Bitcoin, but not exactly the same. It's like, yeah, it had its momentum up, then it started to consolidate down, then it started to consolidate in this area for a few years, then spike up 2019. As you can see, this move is 2019 purely. Here we go. I'm looking at January. So as you can see, this area is like sideways. Then after that, finally broke out of this box area. We broke high, and now we're coming back down to test this area. Okay, that's my view on gold. To come back down to this area, that's long-term trade. I'm gonna view my drawing. As you can see, I'm only calculating from this high to this low, which is about, yeah, about 9 years, 9 years worth of data. To just give me a picture of what a high probability in a few months where we will be going to. Regardless of Trump and tweets and all the stuff, technical analysis itself, it's actually working very well. The fundamental is actually completing the technical analysis itself. So I always follow the technical analysis, and fundamental is actually completing it. And when fundamental come in play, it matches the technical analysis I did, then I'm confident to continue the trade. So from that high to that low, Fibonacci has been drawing, and we are now at the 50%. We broke it high, come retest it, and we're playing at this area. However, it didn't touch the 61% of Fibonacci, and I don't expect it. It's normally my trade between the 50 and 61%. This area all together on any time frame, that's a reversal area or sign of going down or up. It depends where the Fibonacci has been drawing. And so I'm looking on the weekly. Let's just cut down to the daily. As you can see here, I did already broadcast before about gold USD gonna go up, not on my channel but in different forums I'm a member of, and it did indeed go to $1,500 worth, which was a great trades. At the moment, we made kind of double tops here on the daily, and we break that low. Let me just tell you how did I get out of long trade. How did I actually join the long trade? As you can see here, from this high, it started to consolidate down. We'll make a new low. Come from this high to this low. Didn't break the previous low, however, we're still above it, and made another high. Come back, lower, high. Then start making trend line. Then you draw your trend. If you have two pieces of information, you put them together, and you start following your direction from here. So as you can see, just kind of like a double bottom. Then after that went up again. It didn't break that trend line and break a new low, and started making play sideways here, ABC. We broke that up, come back down, retest it, fooled everybody else. Is going down again. Sorry, it's going to go up if you want to test this one, but the evidence is showing is red, as you can see, and I believe that's Trump hand on it. So let me just get this. Then we kind of made another double bottom, and we broke that high. Let me just get my tools back so you can see what I'm talking about. We make a new high above this one, and we come back down. We didn't break the previous low. Then I'm starting counting from here. I say 1, 2, and I expect this 3 to break this high. If you want to stick around, if you can see that's still green, you can stay around, and we'll make another low here. Then boom, we'll break that high. It was going down for that low. It didn't. It just broke it. Stage 1 done. Stage 2 done. Stage 3, stage 4, stage 5. Got a 5 point been broken by one impulsive move, and come back retest sharply. As you can see, fooled everyone is going to go down then, but it didn't. It's continued way up. As you can see, very simple price action. If you know price action, have the experience, you will just pick his up very, very quick. You don't need to draw anything like that. You just your eyes looking on the right place on the right price. That's a daily view, of course. That's going to be like a 1 year worth of data you trade in it. But if you know where the direction, the high probability direction is going to, you will put your mind in the right place. So far, we going up, up, up. We consolidate here on this box. So this area is kind of ABC sideways. Is no real direction. Then break high here, come back down, retest. It didn't make a new low. That's the previous low. That's the previous one. Looks like it's trending up, which is great. And as you can see here, higher high, higher low. It come back down here, and it didn't make a new low. So let's put this away. Make a high, higher low than this one. Make a higher high, higher low. Expected the one to be next higher high, which he did indeed go for it, as you can see, with a higher high, higher low, higher high, lower high on the daily, higher low. Expected the lower high to come back to this area to be tested here next few months, days, months. Then we'll make another higher low, make a higher high. So we're looking for wave one, wave two. Wave two will come to where I did state before, the 38% Fibonacci. Okay, so I expect it to come down to this area, 137, probably 135. That's what I'm aiming for, 135 at this area, which is where all been break out from. So whoever brought from here, get out, and you want to come back to U-turn two ways. It's gonna be like 1, 2 V, exactly like Bitcoin. The shape of Bitcoin been in both very, very high and collapsed all the way down. That will be if gold, if dollar getting some strings and the election on the way. I believe by 2020 the stock is going to be booming before the election. So make sure Trump will make sure that happen. That will make gold go down, will make yen go down and Swiss as well. So I expect all the rest of the currencies like pound yen, it will be up to 140, 150, 160. 140, 145, 150. Brexit, I'm not really worried about it anymore now. We have two options. I will talk about it later when I come to analyze pound pairs. So as you can see on the 4 hours, is like we are in the same area really for a few weeks now, 3 months. That's per day. That's a day. You can see a few weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, maybe 2 months worth of data here. We kind of stuck to here, so we kind of making higher high than this one, then we collapse to make a higher low than the previous low. We make it even lower than the previous low, then we made a little higher lower high. Then we're gonna go down for a lower low to break this area. Probably come retest between these two areas, this one and this one, or this one and this one. That swing pen bar here. So between this one and this one, we're going to be playing around again. We could do another box like this one down here. It's going to take time if you're trading gold. So gold needs someone to invest from a lower price to a higher price, then from higher price to a lower price again. And it's not like you can make money out of it right away. You need to invest on it and give it some time to play. Um, moving on to from this low to this highs, guys. Just to if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I want just to clear this. But anyway, forget it. I'm gonna move on to the next. That's silver. I'm not gonna last silver at the moment. I'm still working on it, but it's following gold. Is different only of the value of how much the silver cost worse against the dollar. If the dollar is strong, then gold and silver that will go down. If that's so, yen will go down too. So yen moving with the gold and probably silver. I'm not sure. I need to confirm that later on. Here you go. Come back to pound pairs. So pound USD. I'm not going to go back to analyze everything else again before. Just want to confirm for you guys, this trend is over. We confirm by we have a level by this high. So far we're doing high, low, high, 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 low. We didn't break this low. We're still on the play to go up. And last week I did say I expect bound to do pullback from here. Indeed it did. I come back to my point, and it was 50%, I believe. Yeah, here you go. Right on the spot, 50% from that high to the low, exactly 50%, and we also kind of move back up. The reason of bound going down that way for two reasons. First one, which is a major one, we don't have any news yet on Brexit. It was kind of sideways last week, flat, like there is nothing on the table. We don't have disagreement from any sides. It's just still really kind of weakness coming to the bound because there is nothing to keep that trend going. However, it didn't crash down. As I said, it's gonna go in a wave manner. I know that last 3 days of the week we red, 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 but we inside that days there was a kind of move up, and I did long and short, and it was a great week as well. Every day is a great week in forex, so don't disappoint it if you lose. It's okay. You lose, that's mean you're learning. So, but when you lose, you don't lose everything. You lose a bit of it, and you make it triple next time. So as he said, is with one, with two, as I expected, come down here. I expect with three will break up to 127, 800. That's the next target for me. However, it's going to come down here, make a level with this high, and start kind of break it and do red candle and kind of fake out. Then it will complete the move by surprise. So that's the way I see it. Because there's a lot of sellers going to be standing here and a lot of buyer wanted to buy it from down here. So that buyer will come down here, then the news will become positive, and when the news become positive, the pound pairs increased in value. And if we have the same pairs here pushing the market, if they used to push from, for example, if we say the pound value is about percentage wise, I say maybe 50, by the time if I have a good news, it's going to be 80%. If you put money on it, it's going to be doubled in value of pound pairs, all the pound pairs. You know what I mean? That's how the market moves. So uh, if we have a good news of the country, economic and stuff like that, it increased in value automatically. It doesn't mean someone buying it. That's why. No, it just increased. It's like a heat map. They get increased in value because that's a positivity coming out of this country, and that's why that bound now has become more high in value than the rest of the currency. It doesn't mean someone actually buying it physically. No, it's just a change in value. And we have these guys already here, myself and banks, central banks, and everyone. That the market is moving in value because that's automatic system. It doesn't mean someone buying it. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but with time you will understand what I'm saying later down the line. But that's how it is. It will come back here, and someone will try to short it. But when you short it, the shorted value is less than the buying value. Okay, because the opposite side is the dollar. Is less value than the pound. Then when it come down, keep pushing, pushing, they keep loading it with money, then it will just break higher with the compression of the money coming into the market. But as soon as someone else put money to buy it, then the original value of the money to buy it is more stronger than the shorting. You understand? So that we're gonna break by surprise. We're gonna see a red candle here, break this high, then come back down like this day here, and the next day you will see it like just just like that day here. It's gonna be like this down here, spike low. As you can see here, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's been pushing, pushing down red, red, but then Bound had some positive news of the country itself, economy, regarding Brexit. Then the value of the buying now is more stronger than the value of selling. Then what happened is they start to load and buy, buy, buy. Maybe possibly they are the same birds and bears in amount of contracts, but the value of buying is more stronger now, and that's why we had this fake out and come back up. And the next day, as you can see, everyone switched and boom, boom, boom. Since the economy started to be the news is not really news to continue the move up, then we have pullback, which is originally it's the market, how the market moves. The market doesn't move straight line. It does move in wave fashion. So we overbought from here. That start to trim their position 50%, like I do exactly like any other trader. If you get to that certain level, you know that could be U-turn, that could be pullback. So why would you give your money back to the market? So you just start exiting your position slowly, slowly, and if it start to keep moving down, then you exit the whole position. That's what happened here. That's why I have a big candle. Red will break this area of interest, as I said before, come back, retest it, and continue down. However, we have a solid ground here, and that's the area where everyone will start to buy from here. So I've say 50, between 50 and 61%. You could go lower, okay? If you look left here, you can see this area is very, very nice ground to long from. But maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm correct. I don't know. We will see how the market behave. I don't know the future, but the high probability of the move is very clear. So I expect it to come maybe a little bit lower here, test that trend line, test that line, which is the high. As you can see, is a fake out of long, and that been continue from here. So I expect it to come down a little bit here on Monday. Then we'll start to see kind of level to retest this area, come back down, and we kind of break higher, and then we start to play here a little bit, then boom. Okay, guys, I'm going on quickly. I don't want to make the video long. Pound yen, same story. I'm not going to repeat the whole thing now, but we, as you can see, we will make high, we'll make a lower high, then we break the high, and we get all the way up to here. We broke that high, we'll make a lower high, then I expect it to go up again. It's gonna move different than the pound USD because pound dollar, it's a different value than pound yen. So pound yen, the yen is completely different than dollar, and so on and so forth. So the speed of this pair is more faster than the speed of pound USD. And the rest of the pairs, every pair connected to the pound, it will move, but some pairs are not gonna move the same speed of pips as the other because you have different currency on the other side of the trade. So that different currency have its own consequences and value, and who's trading it, what kind of news on this country. But cable itself famous of international trades. Dollar, we trade a lot of stuff like oil, gold, and all stuff. Buy food and all stuff by dollar. That's why dollar cable is the front of the bound pair currencies. Okay, guys, so I expect that to maybe because yen started getting stronger, but before the close we had some kind of news. China started getting some positive news of Trump and also all stuff. So what I can say, let me just do it like 50% just to be safe, which is maybe it's not going to come down all the way. Maybe just break that low, then we continue up. We will see. We'll have like one, two, three, maybe Monday four, then we kind of by Tuesday we break that low, check everyone that's gonna go low, then we test this area, that low here, test it here, maybe break it because they'll go extra, a little extra miles with trade, then come back up, start showing its hand. So we, as soon as you see green candle bigger than the previous day, then you know that's we have some kind of positivity to move higher. So that's how you know what's going on. Like this one here, red. The next one come green, red as well. That was a pullback, a nice area. I did short already from here, and it continue. I already short from here, and I get out, in and out, in and out because I don't have any news. But 20% of that move, it can just continue up. So I don't want to put too much risk. I normally trade with the trend. The trend is up now. The pullback is just to cover my long-term trades. Then if everything is good, then I just make my bips about 50 to 100 bips and I get out and get in, get out. There is no limited amount of how much you can get in and get out. You understand? So you don't get married to the trade. If you get your 50, 100 bips to cover your positions, you exit, and if you have another opportunity and you can see that is weak, you just jump in again. You don't get married to it. So anyway, moving on. Bound Aussie, as I said here last time, Aussie getting some strings because of China and the Trump talk. As you can see, that was indecision, and it's very clearly bound getting some kind of low in news, low in mileage. So we start to go down. I was short as well. when I see bound is getting weaker, I short all bound pairs. When I see bound getting stronger, I long all bound pairs except bound Swiss. I don't like this pair. So we moved about 270 pips from this area, which we are on certain low here. You need to watch out for this. And I expect it maybe going to go a little bit to this low and we'll continue to way up a little bit again, but it's going to do like here. It's going to do like this exactly because this bear is connected to China, connected to the stock. Aussie is connected to the stock. So stock is good, Aussie strong. Stock is bad, Aussie weak. If at the same time pound strong and Aussie weak, you trade it. You know what I mean? So I expect the stock is going to be stronger, then maybe that will continue a little bit lower. Yeah, and yen is going to be weaker. And if yen weak, stock strong, Aussie is going to be increasing in value more. So I recommend that you trade it wisely. And if you think you get in the wrong position, wrong time, and skip going against you, you exit it. Don't wait for your stop loss. Okay, guys, next. Bow New Zealand, amazing. It was here. I long it all the way. It was very, very good trades. And I said it's going to go down from here. Indeed did. And we are still far from my target here. But I already exit my my short positions, waiting for Monday to see what's going on. However, New Zealand is getting stronger since the last week, as talked about it already. New Zealand started showing some strength, plus the high probability area to U-turn from here, which we did. And it's still high here, but on the bigger picture, as you can see, very nice W or pattern, what's called pat pattern or butterfly, I don't know, but that's what it looked like. It come down here very nicely, and from this high to this low, if we just do this here quickly, from this high to this low, we hit the 50%. So maybe the high probability is to go higher from here, and I'm looking for 60. Where 60 will be, you're going to be extended around this high right there. Okay, I'm sure that next week we're going to have some positive news of Brexit because Boris Johnson now is trying to get a deal. He's been boxed in the corner and he doesn't like to lose his seat, so he will do everything in his power and his time to get a deal now because he's in the corner. So if he go and doesn't ask for extra time for us, he's going to go to the prison. Probability. The high probability is I don't know if he's going to go to prison or not, but that's going to be against the law. And Europe now knows that we are happy to take another 3 months to do election. And I think that's the 90% that's the direction we're going. And that's going to be play a little bit. There's going to be like kind of spike down to fake everyone out. That's because we're going to have some extra time. Then after they're going to see the bound like for example, cable is going to go up to 35 again, 135. This one is going to be to £2 20, £2 30. Let's see, because if you're gonna do Brexit vote again, that's where it all started. I go about one £2 19, £2 15, just to get these highs and see where we're doing from here at this area here. Just highlight that as actually right in the middle between these two, this low and this high. That's a very nice area to exit you long, and it's very, very beautiful trend line. You can see very nice 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe. If you count on the bigger time frame, if we just hide all of those guys, go to the weekly. 1, 2, 3. Probably it's going to A, B, C. C we didn't really go lower, and we're still there. But you can see the weekly is actually broke the previous week opening. However, we're still inside the same week. We didn't really go lower than the previous week. So I expect the next week is gonna do like double lines and gonna be green, red, green. Then the green one could be spike up to this area. I'm sure. I love this pair and it always does that. And I'm gonna be long as soon as I see and it's between 15 and 1 hour. You turn around and obviously it's gonna be fulfilled by Brexit news. So I'm looking forward to this news. I think we're gonna have something coming up next week. I think, but We will see. The fundamental will drive the technical. We're on the right technical price now. Everyone on standby to hear some good news to long from here. So I expect next week is going to be up move. Anyway, guys, moving on. Pound CAD, same story with the pound. As you can see, wave one, wave two, wave three here. Wave four is kind of like the same as wave two in size. So here you go. This one, A, B, C, A, B, C. And I think Aussie CAD is getting strong a little bit regard oil. I'm not following up on oil last week. I was a little bit busy. I didn't trade it much really. I was just following the bound fundamental and trying to trade the rest of the pairs at the same time. So I expect that next week probably is going to see return back to the 50% of this move from up from the top to the bottom. We're going to back up here. We'll see how CAD doing as a fundamental. Swiss, I don't really trade it, so it's moving with the pound. Looks interesting to, as long as you know, as soon as you know the pound is getting strong, then you can invest from down here and leave it run. I'm not sure about the swaps if it's positive or negative, but you can have just done 500 bips out of this 750 if you get in the wrong time. If you get in down here, getting up there, even that's the low of when bound didn't have really good news. That's mean the Swiss is really weak. So you need to investigate, see why the Swiss is not very weak here, why it was weak at this point of the pound was weaker, but the Swiss was actually more weaker than the pound. That's why we didn't really meet the previous low, like cable guys. Okay, I'm moving on. Euro pound. Euro pound I was long from here. I was long in this area, and I'm now in kind of like break even. But I expect the next phase is going to be a little bit high. I know pound can get strong, but euro is started to do U-turn as well on euro USD. So that big move down, we should see kind of like a pull back up to these levels. That's where my TB is, and I'm already shorting on the way. I bought some bending orders down here, and I already short from here. I expect the pound could gap over the weekend, so I'm just protecting my long by shorting it yesterday here. So if you come back down to Toritius's area, I'll be exiting. Then we'll see up move maybe to do fashion of head and shoulder, if you can say that's a left head, come back up here or come down first. We'll see. We'll see how it go. Anyway, it's a very very slow mover. The good thing about this pair itself, the short is zero swaps. The long it's cost a lot of money, so that's why I kind of playing it small. I don't want to invest too much on it because I will be only short in this pair in future. I don't want to long it at all because for me, pound is always stronger than euro, and that's my view of pound euro between both of them. The move is slow, but you can short it from a nice area, like a good price, like 88, like 90, 90, 95, 93. I don't care if you go against me a little bit, it's fine. But as long as the swap is free, you can just leave it for a couple 3 months. You're not gonna get hurt. You're gonna come down to the same price. It's always moving sideways. If I move to the monthly time frame, it's just the range of the monthly is just like 840 pips. So from, let's say 2016, it's keep doing that since the referendum. I mean, like 3 4 years doing that, and I expect that one to break the low. So I will be exiting my long soon, hopefully by next week, and I will be keep shorting all this pair all the way down to this area. That was a low time frame. Let me just go back because I was analyzing it on the daily. There you go. So if it was kind of sideways, keep up and down, then started doing this form, then break, fake out, come back down, come back up, down, up, down. Then I expected that next move is going to be touching this trend line, go back a little bit, then break lower. Pound's going to be stronger, but I'm going to have some positive news of Brexit by 2020. We're going to be somewhere down to 79 or maybe all the way down here. Pound will run very fast as soon as we have Brexit deal done or extra 3 months to do referendum. I'm looking down to Euro USD. I know there's a lot of people short from here. I mean, like a lot of people doing positive swaps when you short the pound. Euro USD is very good. But now I think it's U-turn on the play. I know it's breaking low here. but we're still really above this area, this swing. That was the French election gap, which not have not been filled. Let's see, because that's the break of the trend line. Come back, retest it, and continue down. Come back, head and shoulder shape here. Come back ABC 1 2 3, and come back down here to continue. But the election it was on the play. Then we have this big move up. Election and all the stuff is just excuses to move the market, guys. So no election, the election itself, any news fundamental is excuses to say, okay, because of that, will the market move to the way up? It's no one knows exactly how the market, why the market, how the market is actually processing the data coming from all the direction. So, for example, euro is going to be processing all the data, the buy and seller, the fundamental of the country, and percentage wise of all other pairs. Okay, so it's all for input coming to the data itself to move the money, to move the value of the currencies. So as you can see here, we come back to this area, we broke it, fake out, and we continue back up, we retest this trend line. We come back to do the same play here. We're gonna break a little bit lower, maybe a little bit lower, I don't know, we'll see. Then we'll continue up. If pound getting stronger, then euro is gonna go down here a little bit, and if it DAXI as well getting stronger, then we can see some kind of play down here to come retest this area, come down here first, then we'll continue back up, and I expect it to come back up to here by 2020 February, March, maybe $1.25 up to this area. And if we see here, if we have just if you look here, this kind of shape is very famous in the trading market. Come back up here, and we're gonna do from here and start to play, and we'll go down again. So that's why the way I see it was the experience of trading in a smaller time frame. It will match exactly, not exactly, but it's gonna match very much with any other time frame. So if you wanna practice this pattern and all stuff, you kind of practice your brain to see this, and you will kind of like spot it right away why this is like that, and what the end game of this move, where it could be ending up. It could be ending up to 135. That's very much indeed. But that's gonna be cool. Maybe it's gonna play that with gold and yen and all stuff. Nothing 100% certain. Nothing 100% is gonna work. But the high probability is if we start to making higher than this high, for example, that I'm looking at weekly. If we break that high, then we kind of see another higher low down here for like the form of that fashion. We'll break up to this area here, come back down a small time frame, and we'll break higher. This is high, higher lows, then high, and that's how the market moves. As you can see, the bigger time frame it does that. Anyway, guys, I'm moving on quickly here. I'm going to move to the calendar of this week. We'll have high impact news this week of euro, Aussie, I believe. Euro is going to be dominated by Monday is going to be dominated by euro. Tuesday we go high impact of yen, UK, and euro as well. Aussie, New Zealand, okay, US. So it's like high impact is quite. I only highlight in the high impact and medium for the view. I don't put the low news. If you click here, you check this box and you save it. But I don't want to do that because it's too much low impact news, and it's just filling up my calendar. I don't look at it. So you can just day by day you go by then, and if you have trade long term, you need to look out for which currency can move the market. So look like euro, it will very much indeed go up this week. Last week I said it's going to go up a little bit, but it didn't really move as much as I expected. But possibly this week looks like euro is dominating the market next week. Pound only got one high impact here, then the rest of the week I believe there's not much really. But Brexit is always every day of the week, so anytime, middle of the night or an Asia session, we're gonna hear some news. Um, One more thing as well, I like to mention for you guys, I did a video of Financial Juice. It's a great website. I recommend that you go and sign up. It's free, and it will be live squawk here audio New York session. and that's the strike, S&P 500 strike of the price up and down. You will get used to it. I love it. It's amazing, and I always listen to these guys every single day I'm trading. I'm a full-time trader, and I always listen to them, and they really doing great job. So I recommend that you guys will go there, sign up. It's called financialjuice.com. It's an amazing place to be every single day with the market. Okay, guys, I hope that been informative for you, and thanks for viewing. And I'll please subscribe and leave a question in comment box and to answer you next time, and share my video. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.